T-Rex, how's it looking out there? How's it looking? It's a tail wagging Sunday. Yeah. I put the leash there and I didn't even hook it up. Can you hang on a second? Wow, look at all that dew. Yeah, it's another dewy morning. It didn't rain, but the grass is soaking wet. It's called radiational cooling when the overnight temperature cools to the dew point, which was in the 40s and 50s. Another gorgeous start to not in a hurry Sunday. Hopefully I'm not going to be in a hurry today. And we're at that South Dennis Fallons Pond spot that we love so much. And the view is a lot more improved from Kevin's house. These oak trees lost a lot of weight over the last 2 days. We'll see men with saws on ladders and trucks in the Inmore. There's a lot of time lapse in the Inmore, including the moon last night. But let's start with the beginning. That is sunrise. This morning, it was gorgeous. Rick Barber out there every morning showing the reflections of the autumnal colors coming on. Now, when the sun is so low on the horizon, I think it really accentuates these colors. But yeah, the leaves are turning. Thank you, Rick in Agunquit, Maine. And the sunrise temperature map, it was cold in spots. I would consider 48 in Provincetown pretty chilly. Pretty sky and chilly. And it's a high pressure system. It's a 1030 high now. It's gotten stronger. And often record cold high pressure systems, like this one a week ago, evolve into record warm high pressure systems. And so even though the temperature started in the 40s and 50s, we're going for the low 80s again today. And what the hell was that? Whoops, my camera just turned off and on. We like the Blue Hill Observatory records because they're the oldest continuous records in the nation. And in 1931, September 14th was 91 degrees. And in 1931, September 15th was 89 degrees. So those are the real record high temperatures for today. I also like Concord, New Hampshire. That's an old one. And Boston, I don't like so much because the thermometers moved around so much. And New Bedford, I don't even think about it. However, I'm using it right now. The temperature yesterday in New Bedford was 86 degrees. So for the last 30 years, that's the warmest September 14th we've seen in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So you get the point. This weather is so boring, isn't it? Some people love it. Some people hate it. We could really use some rain. We are still fairly green around here. That water right there, I mean, that I don't know why my phone keeps turning off when I zoom in and out. At least the microphone is working. And that grass does get watered. Are we going to get our lawns watered by Mother Nature this week? Definitely, maybe, possibly. So we've got the 1030 high here over the northeast. That's sinking air. That's beautiful. What is wind? Wind is air moving from high to low pressure. When you're in the center of the high, the air is just sinking and you don't have any movement of air, just local sea breeze effect and heating of the day causes a little bit of a breeze, an onshore breeze. That's going to happen again. And there's a 1,007 millibar low pressure system over the southeastern United States. So the air from New England is going to flow into that low pressure system. And there are a lot of isobars. Once you get to New Jersey through Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, that's where you're going to get the strong wind from the northeast. Circulation around high pressure being clockwise. And we're going to have day after day after day of that. And with a full moon approaching, we'll probably end up with some coastal flooding issues to the south of New England as that low pressure system slowly moves in our direction. And the National Hurricane Center has upgraded the potential from yellow 20% to orange now 50% probability that we will have tropical cyclone or subtropical cyclone on the east coast of the United States within the next couple of days. Of course, this is not a purebred, it's a hybrid because it's on a stationary front. So it's a kind of cold core right now. But that has implications for New England. I don't think big implications. You remember about 10 days ago, the Euro actually had this low pressure system on the coast near North Carolina in 10 days. And that would be tomorrow. And we've been watching it, and it's been there pretty much 7 out of the 10 days. And 3 out of those 10 days, and the guidance I'm talking about, precipitation did make it into New England. And in the last 2 days in a row, the precipitation from that system does make it into New England. I think we should Look at the Boston 5-day, and it doesn't really show up any rain there. You see temperatures, once again, a little cooler in Boston, 70s with an onshore flow, and then back up to near 80, probably tomorrow and Tuesday. And then the wind's going to start coming in from the east and the northeast, and the northern edge of that circulation. That's when the clouds increase, but it shows negligible rainfall there. But it's a different story when we look at, well, the 15-day. The 15-day does show some raindrops there. Coming in here Wednesday, Thursday, as the temperature wave rides high and then goes lower again, of course, with an onshore flow, but it's going to be much more humid when that air comes in here late in the week and next weekend, and then it kind of rides back warmer, and ultimately in 10 days, the weather map is going to look a lot like it does today, but we're 10 days further into the season in autumn, so it'll be cooler above normal temperatures, if you know what I mean. So let's go to the play-by-play on the Euro. I'll get to show it in the wide scale here so you can see the whole map with that low pressure system pretty much off of Georgia and just kind of sitting there, and you get the bands of rain and just gradually moving in our direction. And the high pressure system is here, so another couple beautiful days. The standing wave in the atmosphere is the reason that we're getting this day after day. And then there are the rain bands. Wednesday into Thursday, they reach north into Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, southeastern New York, and New Jersey. So that implies that there's probably now, better than the flip of a coin, 50-50 chance that we are going to get some rain just in southern New England, though, coming in the middle of the week. And that low really never goes anywhere. It just kind of falls apart. And you have a new high pressure system trying to build in here. And ultimately, by next weekend and early the following week, we will have the map looking very similar to how it looks today. Stop it right there on day 10. There's a high pressure system over the northeast with more low pressure over the southeastern United States and something brewing in the Gulf of Mexico. That could be a tropical system. Let's see if we're on the G storm. We see the E, F, G, H. I don't know the H storm, so we may have the H storm on the East Coast this week, and then maybe the I storm in the Gulf of Mexico in 10 days. The National Hurricane Center isn't watching anything else except for Tropical Storm Gordon, which is expected now to just become a dud in the central Atlantic Ocean. So what about all those powerhouse storms that we were talking about in the middle of the ocean and south of Greenland? Well, they're non-tropical, and there's a huge one out there right now. Look at the size of that one. And then to the east, have you been seeing the weather headlines coming out of Austria and Poland? In Austria, 2 to 3 feet of snow and a blizzard, Schnee, early season Schnee in the highest elevations of the Austrian Alps, and at lower elevations from Vienna into Poland. There's been a devastating flood with that, a lot of rain, and a lot of mountain snow. And again, this is energy coming from the tropics and headed toward the pole, and cold coming from the pole and headed toward the tropics. That's what weather is. That's what weather does. And it doesn't take named storms to create these big potential hazards. For us, no hazard on this Sunday. These tree branches, look at the size of these branches on these oak trees that we grew up with. And yesterday, right here in this very spot, my courageous, strong, very experienced brother was reaching way up there and cutting these 12-inch diameter branches. So men with saws and ladders and trucks and time lapse of that is going to be in the end more. Plus the moon. It's called the harvest moon because it's the September moon. And it's called a super moon. That's a new term because it's relatively close to the Earth, less than 250,000 miles. And it's called the blood moon because there's going to be a partial eclipse of the moon on Tuesday night. And that causes the light to bend around it and causes it to turn red. So I don't think we can go blind staring at the moon. So I looked at the moon quite detailed last night with a beautiful sunset at Horsefoot Cove. So we have a lot of time lapse of trees and trucks and some blue crabs and some quahogs in Fallon's Pond, and that's the end of the weather. And here is the and more. Talk to you again tomorrow. Always tree work to do. Perfect day for it. Yep, man on ladder with saw. That's awesome. He's a professional. T-Rex, we gotta go keep an eye on brother Kevin. Earlier we saw him, the ladder was only halfway up and the pole wasn't extended. Apparently we're going higher this time. Wallenza of tree cutters. All right, that's Oh, good 12 feet up. Double overhead. Pulls another 12 or so. That is muscle training, skill, and hopefully good fortune. Making sure the branch doesn't catch him on the way down. He did get caught by a branch just a few minutes ago. There's blood coming out of his left arm right there. Where's OSHA? Backyard. Not yet, anyway. So there's the strategy. Low branches first, careful. And you're showing us the acorns that otherwise would be falling on our head in a month or two, or a week or two. Abundant acorns, yep. That means winter is coming. Precision. Rex, you want to fetch that stick? Is that what you're whining about? So let me think. You were up about 12. That pole's about 12, 24 feet up there?
Yeah, it's a stretch. From where you're standing, add another 6 or 5.
That branch is practically its own tree. Oh, easy. Well, speaking of trees, I cut this down when it was 2 feet tall. When I left Sutton, Vermont, I was a graduate at Linden State College. That's doing good. Now that Kevin opened up the canopy, our balsam is going to keep on growing. It's from Sutton, Vermont. And the oak trees are from the acorns. Before we were born, these trees were born. Mom used to put a harness and a leash on us and wrap it around those trees so we wouldn't go anywhere. T-Rex, can you relate to that? Yeah, let me out. This is where we used to pile the scallop shells. Still there. 5 years later. Oh, that yard next door has a lot of trees too, huh?
Sure it does. I did a bunch of yours already. I did that one and this one.
Thank you very much. This lilac and that balsam. That Leland you did in the spring, look at it. It's beautiful. Big piles need big trucks.
Oh yeah, I see.
Put on pause for a minute. Get that gate closing.
Only one way to find out.
Might have to take out some of those roses. I don't know how you're gonna close that gate right there. Wow. Oh, you can take off those heads of those. That was fun, huh? Get a new flat spot. So the guy with the chainsaw, did he just miss the branch and get you?
Just the branch.
What happened? Oh, matching. Shrapnel.
Just one of the traveling teeth had a little booger on it. When it must have popped, must have hit something.
So this is the hue that just came out last 20 minutes. Those shingles haven't seen the light of day in 25 years. And there's more and more. We're gonna go back down to that tree back down there. Ah, I like the wave, the green wave right here. Back to this oak that my dad planted as an acorn 60 years ago. We're lightening the load. My name is Darwin. It's a little dusty out there.
What's up, Paul? From my house.
No days off. Oh, that's some nice looking sand. Where'd that come from? Wow. Gorgeous. So there's still some sand left on Cape Cod. Used to drive motorcycles down here 40 years ago. 45 years actually. Is that eventually going to get crunched up, that all that brush?
Out to your right down there. Grind it.
That's mulch, loam. Turn into loam or mulch?
First round for mulch.
Is that it right there?
No, that's tailings from the loam.
Out the door. Oh, you gotta push it. That's all. I like my fork clothes. Circle of life. Decaying organic matter. Consumed by worms. Huge pile of worm chow. Little plants grow. They turn into big plants. You eventually cut them down or they decay and you start to cycle over again. Nothing lightweight about any of these jobs. It's all heavyweight. No matter how big and heavy your load is, someone else's is bigger, no doubt. Hey, can I take this? That's nice. I hate when I see this stuff. I want to take this home. Oh, it's beautiful. Worms would love that. Pretty day. Look at this. Now you're talking Mayflower Beach type sand. Can't tell you where it is though. the real worm chow right there. That's screened compost. Beautiful. All has to go through those machines. So you start over there. We talked about this a lot. You start over there and then you just go around in a circle and end up over here. Tree work is done for the day. It's time to go down the pond. See what we can find in the water. Maybe enough for dinner. I think there's some crabs out there too. It's that time of year, and we're almost done with the swimming area and the raft. I think it's coming in today, which is tomorrow from where I'm talking. The girls are waving at the boater, trying to get him to come in here. It used to work when we were kids, didn't it? Look at that. You don't see that very often. Man on a fly bridge in Fallon's Pond.
Oh, this is the end, so they've got to turn around. Yeah.
Oh, it's a race. I think they're together. It's a race.
Left, he would be out to the ocean.
Jet skis are a lot more quiet now than they used to be. Wow, is there 3 people on that vehicle? All right, the sun's going down. More smoke-free, so I think this is probably a good time to play us out. Captain Spacetime. Bass River Beauty. Last day with the rafts spending the night in the water for the season. This sandbar brought to us by that storm 3 Mondays ago. 1.5 inches of rain. And the December 18th storm helped out too. No, I'm supposed to get the moon too, aren't I? Harvest moon. It's over there. And of course we got to end the day here at Horsefoot Cove on Bass River because why not? It's beautiful. There goes the sun. But all eyes now are on the super blood harvest moon. What does all that mean? We'll find out. There's nothing I can do because that's how the cameras work. And that's the real size of the moon. It is tiny. It just appears large. It's an optical illusion. And that's it for the time lapse for today. More and more and more. Oh, that's my beer. Yeah, it's no secret. I like IPA.